This is Greg Orlof with IIoT World, and I'm here in sunny Las Vegas with Ray Kok, and Ray is the CEO of Mendix Corporation, and he's new in the saddle, so welcome and congratulations, Ray.
Yeah, thank you. 70 days and
70 days and counting, on the roll.
Yeah,
Awesome.
on the roll.
Well, we're here at the Realize Live event, so I just wanted to have a little conversation with you about, Mendix has been in the forefront of facilitating digital transformation in manufacturing for quite some time now. Can you discuss the challenges and breakthroughs that you've encountered in terms of integrating legacy industrial systems into the platform?
Sure. So really, if you look at Mendix, what does it do? So, like we talked about today, it's very much about accelerating digital transformation. And how do we do that? Well, by letting our clients build applications, right? Meaning applications that either digitalize a certain part of what used to be maybe a paper-based process or kind of a legacy implementation. So to your question, so the challenges are a lot of the data that you typically need to build kind of the new applications that will represent the digital version of a, let's say, a manufacturing process. It has to come from somewhere. And to your point, with many clients it comes from legacy systems. And the good thing is with Mendix is that you can actually quite easily unlock that data. So if you think about Mendix, it's not just about developing applications and new digital work methods, but it's also about connectivity to core systems. As a matter of fact, when we talked about the keynote with Jabil this morning, you heard Kevin from Jabil talk about connecting to GEMS, which is their core MES system. And so Mendix is enabling through connectors, data connectors, quite easily to integrate with these systems. So yes, it is a hurdle because there's a lot of data unlocked in there that you need to make the next step. Now the opportunity is that I would say that together with Mendix, we can unlock that data and build a new modern experience around these systems.
Got it. Maybe transition a little bit. One of the nuances, there's a lot of activity going on in edge computing. It seems to be driving more and more things out to the edge from an industrial perspective. What does the role of a low-code platform play in enhancing the deployment, and management of edge devices?
Yeah, so if you look at the way that we at Siemens interpret edge compute, we see it really as an opportunity right above OT, the typical OT technology, to put a new layer where you can run applications, right? And not just applications, but also data processing that you want to do, or even machine learning, inferencing, etc. So to your point, it's an opportunity. Mendix is first of all taking advantage of the edge. So meaning we've extended Mendix so that not only can you deploy on cloud, but you can also deploy on the edge, meaning close to where production happens. And why are we doing that? Well, because from my point of view, data has gravity, and you want to therefore bring your application as close to the data and the processing as possible, right? Now, to your point about does low code does it represent, or does Mendix and low code, does it represent, is there an element of edge management to it? I would say maybe not so much. Mendix is mostly taking advantage of edge and edge management technologies as a deployment target. And so that's why Mendix integrates with, for example, at Siemens with Industrial Edge, which is the edge compute capabilities for the shop floor from Siemens. So we don't really, from Mendix, do edge management, and really we have an active role in controlling edge environments. We're really using it as a deployment infrastructure.
Got it. Can you share possibly an example of an application? Not asking you to name names, but maybe just give us something to kind of paint the picture.
Yeah, sure. Good example is one of our Siemens factories, what used to be visual quality control, we turn it into a computer vision use case. So think about think about production of PCB boards. So at Siemens, we have certain factories that assemble and build our own PCB boards. Typically, there is at some point an inspection needed. Are all the components on the board, right? That should be there. Yeah,
it's an important facet, right?
Yeah, exactly. But that's a great example of, first of all, computer vision. So instead of a visual inspection, it became a computer vision case, where we turned this into a Mendix application, and it actually is deployed on the Siemens Industrial Edge. So, and why are we doing this? Well, we don't want to round trip all the pictures and all the related data to the cloud. We just do local processing. And it's also because of latency, to be honest with you, because you want basically a sub-second response. Hey, is the PCB port good or not so good?
Right.
And then, so anyway, so that's an example. Visual inspection, Mendix application deployed on the edge.
That's a good example.
Yeah.
You don't want to be waiting 5 minutes while it relays it up to the
Yeah,
cloud
exactly.
to come back down.
Yeah, phone home ET. Yeah, how long is it going to take?
Indeed. Well, maybe, I know there's a tremendous amount of buzz, not just here, but I think across industrialization right now around artificial intelligence. Maybe share with us, some of the various sectors that you've looked at. How is Mendix integrating artificial intelligence and capabilities into the platform to empower users, specifically the ones that may not have technical expertise or acumen in that particular area?
Yeah, so the approach that we take at Mendix is we use AI, including generative AI, in two types of use cases. Use case number one is we make the development of applications even faster.
Okay.
So low code, the whole promise of low code is because you make it accessible because it's visual and it's model based. It's already much faster. Sure. But what we're doing is we're using generative AI to even further speed up the development process of a Mendix application. So that's on the developer experience side. But then as we talked about this week here at Realize Live, the real business value is actually on the infusing AI in a resulting application.
Okay.
So a good example is what we saw from a joint customer, from the customer Vivix, a Brazilian glass manufacturer, building a Mendix application that is they call it the virtual engineer. And what it is, it's an application on your mobile phone for an operator in their glass production site. And whenever they run into production issues, they can interact with it's basically a natural language interface to the app. And then it's using an integration with the AWS Bedrock. And with their knowledge base of known issues and responses or corrective actions, so then it's a virtual engineer based on this data starting to suggest, hey, maybe this is the issue and go check this, right? So yeah, we see both cases in Mendix, so speeding up the developer experience, but then more importantly for our customers, provide direct integrations into the various AI and Gen AI capabilities that you find from the hyperscalers, but also from other tool chains that are out there.
It's fascinating to watch that evolve, just to be able to have a conversation with that type of a system in layman's terms or language, right, and have it respond and react.
Yeah. Another good use case maybe to add is this is more related to issue management. So we also have a nice use case where a lot of defects that are found on the shop floor, they typically don't make it back to engineering if there's an engineering problem with a part or a system that is being produced. And so same thing there. So if you have a mobile phone application, you can simply talk about the defect that you've observed on the shop floor, and it processes the data. And in this case, it goes all the way back to Team Center and records it as an issue in our PLM solution. So it's kind of interesting that it's allowing not just kind of more elaborate use cases, but also much more of a simpler user interface. So meaning that it's not about on your phone filling out everything in a form.
Right.
You can just kind of say what the issue is, and I think it's much easier, therefore, I would say for users to adopt new digital solutions, right?
It's got to be facilitating and expediting that feedback loop too, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So I know we're talking about manufacturing, and this is predominantly a manufacturing-based show and conversation, but what other industry sectors is Mendix looking into, or maybe they're already involved in beyond manufacturing?
Yeah, so it's an interesting question because the heritage of Mendix is not industrial. So when Mendix, the company, was founded, it was really an enterprise IT problem they were trying to solve. So what they observed in general IT was that there was a big gap between what the business wants and what IT can deliver. So they said, hey, why don't we find a new paradigm to enable the business to participate in building applications. Therefore, this whole low-code kind of motion started. So yeah, if you look traditionally at the Mendix customer base, we're in many non-industrial kind of maybe to call it industries or verticals, so banking, finance, insurance, but also what we see is industries like logistics. So meaning logistics providers that are, if you think about it, there's from you as a consumer ordering a package to a logistics provider delivering it on your doorstep, there's a lot of opportunity to digitalize these processes, and therefore we see quite a few of these types of industries actually coming to us and say, hey, this low-code thing might work for us as well, you know, so yeah.
Sure, no, it's fascinating. Well, best of luck. I'll be anxious to follow the story as it evolves, and you take the reins for the organization.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you having me. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.